Types of motivation. So let's get started. A third motivational style is the persona, and that's a pretty common motivational style. The persona is basically a cloak around the ego. The persona is what you want people to see on a social level. It's not actually who you are, but it's how you would be perceived to be. So if you look at your everyday life and on a regular basis, what would you want people to actually know you as? I personally believe that all motivation is intrinsic, but in a more specific scale, intrinsic motivation could be things like competence, learning a new skill. It could be the act of giving back. So intrinsic versus extrinsic is the motivation comes from simply enjoying the act of doing something, versus extrinsic is more of receiving approval, money, applause. Those are more extrinsic factors. So some people really enjoy motivation via knowledge and be able to have a better skill at a specific subject, or as other people really like to give back to the community, which is a form of giving, or which can also go towards the persona aspect. The brain kind of works off of contrast, and what I mean by this is if you give your brain too much of something or not enough of something, it tends to kind of gravitate towards balance or equilibrium. So you can have one motivational style for a bit and then really want another motivational style for another little bit. So it's very helpful if you have a goal in mind. You can't necessarily rely on motivation as the main motivator or wanting to do something. Sometimes you have to do something before that motivation actually continues. The brain works off of action. So even if you don't necessarily want to continue an action and you still do it, your brain thinks that it's important, or it should be continuing to do this action. Your brain really likes almost complacency, or it likes to save energy. When you create a new routine, or you create something that is new within your life that has to do with a new way of thinking or being, it does create an extra amount of energy to be able to make that change. And sometimes your amygdala will go off when there's any sort of change being made, even if it's actually a good change. Your amygdala is part of your really big emotions, your fight or flight response. It's